Howdy, partners. I already had to run an errand, so some of the makeup is done. As I was waiting for the things to restart, I tried adding a little bit of this blush with the stipple sponge, but I'm not sure it actually changed anything. So since I've been using the Busy Girl brows lately, I wanted to try this again, which I haven't used in a while, Tattoo Studio, and I really don't use it often. I feel like it takes longer than necessary, considering other options have become quicker. Now, I don't know if I don't see a spoolie within reach, but I feel like my hair is light enough. It doesn't make much difference. So the thing here is, even when I got this, it was pretty much this consistency, quite a dry paste. And so I end up tapping it quite a bit. And so it's kind of hard to load up the brush. And, you know, I might test it at the back of my hand. That's pretty dark, but it's also like what's the word? It's not a solid line. So then sometimes I might go like this, warm it up, get it into the bristles more. And I like to start with the tail. And I just did that wrong. Well, not wrong, just somehow the brush bent. And so the line was not as straight as I would like. And overall, this brush tends to be decent. And this would probably be fine for stage. So see how the tail is darker now? I may want to get a spoolie after. Then kind of going in the arch a bit. I feel in a lot of ways like being a blonde, eyebrows are a slightly different situation than for those who might have darker eyebrows. No matter what they've changed their hair into, their eyebrows are still going to reflect closer to what they started with. I'm not too sure how much I love that at the moment. And sometimes I need to test how much is left on the brush. Do I want to go back into the part of my hand that has warmed up a bit? This brush is a good size to just use the thicker part to lay down some color and kind of smear it out the way a spoolie might. But I'm not looking for harsh edges. I just don't think that fits the blonde. Now, as I'm pressing here, there's something sore. I don't know what that is. It's actually kind of even here too. So I can't tell if it's under the eyebrow exactly, or the skin or the muscle. And this is a bit dark, but considering how things have been going with the Busy Gal and how it kind of, once you spoolie it, it spreads it out decently. It's a change, but once you get used to it, it doesn't look so weird. But this feels a little bit too thick to me over here. But it's just a different look. I mean, I would say it looks pretty different than a lot of the artists, but that's the thing. You get to try different things on different days, see what you like, so that, you know, just running grocery shopping errands, it's not a big deal. But if you've got a big event coming up, you can decide, okay, I did not like the way it turned out this day, so I'm going to make sure I don't do that on the day of a big event. So although I don't have a regular spoolie, I do have this and this. This one is darker. This one is like lighter than the colors that end up being placed down. And what I've also realized with the Busy Gal stuff, so this spoolie is like smaller than Mascara, but bigger than the Busy Gal thing. So what I've come to realize is, yes, sometimes you do want it getting on your skin. And it's not just for the hair. It's not like just the hair gel. So this is going to be a little interesting. I would say the tail's a little on the thick side. So it's kind of bold. Feels a little masculine to me. But we're trying things. Brow Stylist Plumper, Brow Gel Mascara. Now I want to try this soft blonde, easy breezy brow which is lighter. And this, what I don't really understand, why would you have a curved bristle? Like for mascara that would curve for the lashes, that makes sense. For the brow, not so much. I don't know. So yes, this has the hair now lighter than what's behind the hair. What I haven't decided is if I think this actually looks more natural or less. I mean, it definitely, I would say it lightens it, puts things in place. I've been using this part of the round part. Yeah, there's some aspect of it. I mean, right now it looks kind of wet too, but there's some element of it that, I don't know. It's kind of a strange situation. But we're here, so might as well get the other side done. Now I'm going to use more of the flat side and see if that makes a difference. Okay, can you see how light that is? It almost seems to me like putting on gray. Now, would this make sense for someone with like clear eyebrows? I think so, because this is the lightest color I've ever seen. It's just strange that so many companies, their lightest color is closer to what's underneath. Like Tattoo Studio, light blonde. That's a pretty big difference. And this definitely seems like it holds it in place if you want it to. You know, again, I'm just so used to viewing things as they are from the stage. I sometimes wonder if someone sees this up close, is it going to look weird? It's also funny to think how I used to brush eyebrows up and then trim them. And sure, that gave it a shape, but it took away a lot of the fluffiness. Now this one, I brushed up and then kind of pushed down. And it's almost like it looks to me more voluminous and bushy. So I want to try that over here, even though things are starting to stick down already from the gel. It's like once it's kind of stuck, it feels like, is it going to grab it and let it get pushed up? But then again, once you get the gel and it's sticking up, that can then leave that imprint on your face. But now the hairs are like facing up, which is a different scenario. I don't know how I feel about it. I want to go back and use this Believe Beauty. Oh, what I forgot to do. This CoverGirl Super Light, compare it in color. I mean, look, it's almost skin color. Now don't mix it up with the lighter version of the Tattoo Studio. This is Tattoo Studio. This is the lighter Tattoo Studio. And this, I mean, my gosh, it's almost foundation. It really is. I think, I don't even see this as being blonde. This looks like foundation is in here. And you know what? Because I got this from Amazon, I got another one, but it's making me think like, no, it came in a package. It was sealed. I can't, it's not like someone else just filled this with something, but it is foundation colored. Okay. So I guess that's interesting. I guess that can tell you, you could mix foundation with some powder that's too dark if you're the type who has very, very light eyebrows, and that's an option. I should tell my friend that, who was a friend from long ago that has that situation. Certain redheads do. Oh, right. Okay. So we're going in with this. Now, this is new, so there should be a lot in here. And yet every time I've used it, just a tiny little bit comes out. So I'm trying to get it onto my finger. I mean, it is thin enough, so it's not like it's dried up and getting cakey in there. Last time I used the Too Faced, I don't think I used an eyeshadow primer. And it doesn't really say how long to expect it to take to dry. And I think, you know, one thing I'm not positive of is like bringing it distinctly up to the eyebrow, or kind of letting the heaviest part be down here and then letting it kind of fade away because you don't need it as sticky on the top. And again, one thing that's unclear to me, I'm assuming it's for stickiness and to get the eyeshadow to be more vibrant and hold onto the eyelid, but it seems like nobody talks about that. Like that's what I used to do when I kind of made my own. I don't remember it creasing, although it was kind of a buttery type thing I did. Now, today I'm trying the Too Faced lip gloss again with a different longwear lipstick. I think it's Maybelline. Yeah. Or CoverGirl. Oh, right. Right. I'm thinking of L'Oreal Infallible is not what it is. So I think it's the Maybelline. And the thing is, the color I have underneath is pretty light. So it's unclear if it's affecting it. Now, I did put the original clear coat on. So I feel like that could be protecting it. And I haven't eaten anything of consequence. And again, the color below is like shimmery iridescent. But what I'm noticing, I feel like it's holding on to the gloss better than when the gloss is just plainly on my lips. So I don't know if that's a thing. This seems dry, I think. It would be interesting to know what the ingredients are here. I could look that up. This one's made in Taiwan. But like a lot of people say from Believe, you take the sticker off and then I don't know if that is how it was or that is now makeup powder that's on it that looks kind of icky. I don't really want to have to take Goo Gone to clean off makeup containers, but that looks like something you get from the clearance bin. So let's see where, oh, here we are. I was thinking of trying this eyeshadow, which I had gotten that I'd been sadly not impressed considering it's a fancy company, but I got it on clearance from TG Maxx. And I can't remember if I thought about using this highlighter thing as a kind of a base for the eyeshadow. It's just so chunky all around and just a disappointment. I used the black, I think, for the Ukraine Trezub design I did. And like, what are you even going to do with these brushes? There's some movie where the high-end makeup people didn't realize that, I think Amy Schumer was in it, didn't realize that the girls using the more economy versions aren't going to have their brushes with them when they're using, especially the portable type thing, you know, if they're doing it on their way to work, etc. So we're back to the Too Femme palette. Going to use the colors I normally would not, like orange, the neutrals, etc. The day is pretty much over, not planning to go anywhere. Makeup is still intact from earlier. So it seems like a good time to try this out. I think I will start with this one, which is kind of pinky. Let that be in the transition. Although there could be something to be said for using the ultra light one. I think that's maybe what it's meant for, but I'll start in the outer corner just in case it ends up darker. Yeah, that's a tiny bit darker than I thought. So start that on the outside. I will end up going into this ultra light one that's probably skin colored for me. Put that in the crease. Remembering to enjoy the scent. And then I kind of want to do that technique of laying down the colors in order of darkness. So, ooh, this one, when I washed it, it got kind of fuzzy. That's weird. Kind of makes me want to use it so I can wash it again and reshape it. I kind of want to take this brush, go in with that darker brown, get some eyeliner situation going. I just saw a video today about someone saying you could use kind of a blended out brown powder as eyeliner and then skip mascara if you have issues with mascara. But she said there was a certain way to do it. Like you can't have harsh lines and it's going to be kind of diffused. So what color is this one right next to it? mauve. Is that what you'd call this? Right next to the brown. I guess I can try that. Seems compatible. This reminds me a lot of the colors from my Mercury Retrograde palette that are neutrals that don't see the light of day nearly as much. To me, it just looks a little bit sick on my skin tone. I need to go back into the darker color. Just gonna just wing it right to the eyebrow, which makes me think, is this eyebrow not as long as this one? I'm beginning to wonder. I feel like this wing came out much better, kind of without even meaning to. So I want to take, where is it? My medium, the blending brush that's like this. Oh, there we go. This one, smaller. And I don't really want that orange. I feel like that will make it worse. So I'm going to go with that sort of pink. Pick up the dust that kicked up already. And try to blend out the lower line. Even though I have a lot of brushes, sometimes I wish I had the exact duplicate so I could just do both at the same time. I just don't see this as a good look. But we're continuing. So where's my fuzzy brush? I think I kind of want to use that reddish, but I gotta remember to use orange. All right, I'm gonna pick up the orange that I don't like. Sometimes, you know, things surprise us. I guess I'm not doing the technique I thought, but like I'm just dragging this across and so much dust is coming up. I guess this is a little bit more pastel orange than I thought, which maybe is nice. I mean, I like bright more than like a brick orange that it looked like in the pan, which is weird because I thought usually it's going to be darker on the eye. But again, sometimes you get surprised pleasantly. Or just slightly more than you expected. Maybe not pleasantly. And now I'm trying to remember the two shimmery shades. What are those like? That one is, this one is very sticky. I feel like that could go on the lid. And then there's that cranberry. It's hard to tell which makes more sense, the matte. Right now we're in the matte cranberry. Kind of following the eyeliner. Can't say I'm in love just yet. But now I'm going to go to the more shimmery cranberry. You know, I'm just now seeing the lavender and cranberry together. I don't mind. And I can see it dropping onto the face. I don't know if a stipple brush is ideal for dusting away, but I kind of feel like it might be because it won't be dragging it and getting it onto the skin. Now I want that sticky shimmer. It is chunky. I'm sort of pressing it down because it was already kind of coming up, but also dragging slightly. I mean, the dark eyeliner is kind of subdued now, which is nice because it was a little strong. So again, I am both pressing into it and lightly dragging. And if I feel like I'm getting too much on one finger more than the other, I can do this. And then going with both. And this is the one that was more pigmented than the other one, which looks so similar to it in the pan, but on it's kind of much lighter. But again, we're picking up the color underneath and we're dropping. So yeah, these are like chunks that I think some people would call glitter. I would not. I would call them shimmer. That's definitely orange. I kind of want to try the shimmery pink here underneath as well. I mean, why not? It does seem softer than the shimmer cranberry. I'm not really noticing much here. Even going in with a finger, like it's shimmery, but not much to it. Thing is, especially when you have green eyes, it's okay to just love purple and stick to it, even though it's hard to find purple. These days, you get a few purples and that can just be your daily look. This is playtime, not, not every day is meant for different kinds of glamour. Like the kind of glamour that works is the kind that you've established you like and you feel confident. I don't feel confident about this because I don't love it. Orange is not my thing. I mean, to me, it makes my green eyes look almost brown. Thankfully, in the camera, they look okay, but in person, it's just, unless I'm doing a sunset where it goes from like purple, pink, yellow. I'm trying to remember. I know I've done that type of thing for face painting, but I'm trying to remember where I put the colors precisely. I think maybe it was like yellow and then it went to purple over here. I'll have to look that up. So let us now try, I think it's the heart color, perhaps on the brow bone. This one, it looks so much like the other one, but it's more creamy. It feels more like slippery silicone. So now we've got the shimmer here. And I feel like just like glitter makes everything better, shimmer makes everything better. And what happens if we try to put that same shimmer underneath? I think it looks good over here. Well, I feel like that lightens it up enough to feel good about it, better about it, not like the best. Without realizing it, I got shimmer more into the eyebrows than I realized. And I mean, I have often done that, but I think this is what they call disco brows, which I've been doing sometimes intentionally, sometimes not intentionally from before the term was even coined. And again, I feel like up close you can see some of the shimmer. I just figure, of course, it looks like unintentional, like you're just doing the brow bone and it gets in there. But I think if anyone thought, oh, you're intentionally putting shimmer into your eyebrows, it might seem peculiar. But again, with super light hair, I think it makes more sense. I'm finding myself wanting to see just how much of this shimmer I can get onto the lid. I think part of the fun is it reminds me a bit of the Mercury retrograde. And since this was cheaper, I mean, not, I don't know exactly per gram if it was cheaper, but although the Mercury retrograde does have a sale recently, I probably got it on some kind of sale, but I hope they keep that one. I'm just trying to see how much can get packed on. And does it make a difference if I use setting spray? Hmm. Maybe I should try it with my hand first. but I'm running out of space in my hand, so I'm moving to my forearm. Well, when it's quite moist, it does seem like it's kind of making almost a paste. So then what happens if I just take a little bit of setting spray on my finger, go in to the pan, and then to the eye? It's getting a little chunky again. And the thing is, it doesn't seem very water-based. It feels something maybe more oily. Okay, now this is like sticking to my eyelid in a weird way. And of course, picking up a lot of color from beneath. I just don't want to put setting spray in the pan and have that cause any issues. I just don't know. It's fun to play with, but I wouldn't want to spend as much time. I'm trying to get out the door. I do like the shimmers, how they're kind of larger particle than I'm used to. And again, just like the other day, we've gotten to a point where to me this looks like almost one color. People would not have any idea how many layers there are. It also feels weird to not have shimmer in the crease, almost like it's making it look puffy to me. So let's change it up. Let's go back in with the small blending brush. Go in with a shimmery cranberry, satin, whatever you want to call it. Darken it up. Is this even making a difference? Maybe slightly. It just feels like it's hard to pick up color here. And I don't recall it being a great idea to wet your brush for the crease. Let's try it. This is a play day. I'm using my arm as a palette right now. Letting the setting spray. Just realizing, I hope I didn't get like any outside dust on my arm when I was doing some stuff earlier. I mean, now the brush is definitely quite wet. I can feel it in my eye. It's very cool. I mean, it's not saturated. I'm just saying I can feel it. I don't know about this. Well, it's obviously picking up now because look. I guess that helps with the dust situation. But now we're gonna need some more blending. Is this making a mess? Maybe. Where did we start? We started with matte. I feel like I need a shimmer something at the top, but I'm gonna go with that matte pink right now. Yeah, this may be a mess. But at least it's blending it. Can always relayer. I'm seeing like the difference here of the line from where the setting spray wet part was. Eesh. I don't know what happens if you put too many layers of setting spray on. Going back into that heart color for some shimmer. What did I just drop? And where's the rubbing alcohol? I think we need to be done with this palette. What I haven't yet used is the butterfly brown, which is, look, I'm assuming it's a lighter brown than this, but I don't know yet. I do feel like this is, could be a good travel palette. Being that it's small, let that be an advantage instead of an annoyance. You could get a few looks out of it. back into this highlighter that really wasn't showing up, especially on super duper light skin. Yeah, hardly shows up. If anything, it really is more of like when I used to have luminescent setting powder that I loved. That kind of gets in, like sets things. It's not just in certain spots. So yeah, I really don't know if this even is doing anything. And since I did setting spray before I left, I don't know if it's going to show up either way. I can see a tiny bit of shimmer, but again, it's more like a luminizing powder. Ugh, I think I just got lip gloss in the brush. I don't know if this makes any difference, putting on that way. I'm not seeing it. I guess it's okay enough. And then what happens if I use this on the brow bone? Is that any more shimmer than the other one? I don't know. It's worth trying. Let's say, yeah, it's a little whiter, even though this isn't exactly white. And then might as well get that into the inner corner somewhat and brighten that up. While we're here. It just seems like I have to try to pick up so much and then I hardly see any difference. And I'm still experimenting with using something like this under the eye. Again, since there's that Tarte like glow tape, which I'm not entirely sure how it works. Not sure if it's meant or not meant for the under eye. It's okay. I'm glad I'm not doing this on a day where I'm going somewhere that I, care about. And time for eyeliner and mascara. Which eyeliner do we want to play with? So I want to work with this one. And where's the other one? There's this one, which the chrome ink, it's just so thick. And I feel like there's still a learning curve that I don't understand yet. Like it kind of just goes down easily like a Sharpie. And I'm still not clear where the color is coming from. It's not too dark. That just went kind of weird. Are these even? They're not too bad. Sometimes I wonder though, how closely do we really look at other people's eyeliner to see if it's completely even? And then this one too skipped a bit. I don't know that this is really meant for winging. And how chrome is it? I would say that this chrome looks similar to when I put regular eyeliner on and then cover it with shimmer something like highlighter or eyeshadow. So I like that I can get that look in another way. And although it is lavender, I'm not going to say it's like bright purple. There's that NYX one that's matte, but it is a nice lavender. It's light pastel. So now we've got the hard candy. Want to go in more dramatically and close to the lash line. And trying to, in this case, trace the top of the wing for the outer portion to kind of darken it and like give some lift. I think that was a success. I'm not sure how I feel about exactly where this lands, but it's something. It's interesting. It's experiment time. And just I'm remembering how the So Fierce Chrome Ink liquid liner molten metal finish, dip ink cap. I mean, they have drawings all over their eyelids here. I could try that maybe later. And oh, so this is the mascara that's new to me, just opened, but it was very dried out. So I added some setting spray, let it sit for a couple days, and it seems like it has, you know, soaked in. I don't know how uniform it is. I did swirl the brush around a few times. Before I do that, I also wanted to go in with this again, the hard candy. But I'm running out of space. I need to use my little palette. Eye Def. It looks purple, but in practice, so I've come to learn this will pick up color from below. So just put it on the palette so you're not, getting it all in here. And I think I used this brush and I used it, I'm not gonna say like an eyeliner, but so in this case, I guess I'm going over the whole eyelid because that's just what happened. And then putting it over the other eyeliner. Trapping things. So this one, I think at one point I want to try this over the NYX lavender eyeliner because this shimmer plus that color is what I want. I mean, it almost looks like it's that color. It's just not opaque enough to really give that color. So it's kind of it's a powerful enough shimmer, I would say. But I suppose you could just take it right off of here and it won't be as likely to pick up color that way. Especially for the last bits where you're not like smearing it everywhere. And the last time I ever had mascara on, it totally got on the eyelashes, which kind of looked cool, I think. So this, it seems to be like a duochrome or something. Reflective. Something fun in the eyelashes. Do I want to try anything below? Kind of I do. Yeah. So I'm now outlining the bottom of the eyeliner. And I think in doing this, I'm going over the dark eyeliner, which is possibly narrowing it a bit, which I think I like. Interestingly, this is not far off from the Natasha Denona pastel look. I think I may be picking up color again, so I might want to just go back to the palette. The funny thing is this seems thicker, but then when you use it on such a small brush, it's more liquid than kind of expected. I don't know how my under eye is going to appreciate that. But again, this reminds me, I don't know if this is like just the look of today, but these chunks remind me a lot. Now the Goddess gloss has been around a while, but it reminds me of these chunks. It reminds me a little bit of, where is it? This lip gloss I've been talking about. The So Rich one. This one. With kind of these reflective particles. So I'm glad that's coming back because I like that type of thing. And it's just, it doesn't have much color to it. But I think the way it goes on, maybe not too far off from some of these chunky ones, but it is in a formula that's going to grip better, which makes me think, okay, try that with setting spray. Maybe dig some out so that it doesn't ruin the pan if it doesn't agree with it. But I can try, making my own kind of thing like this on the palette. Now over here, that is super shiny, super the way I'd want it. But I think I would be kind of cautious where I'd wear it. Like on the eyelid, I think could be subdued enough to not feel like it's standing out. I feel like for the wing, I could see someone thinking that's too dramatic, depending on venue. But I am ending up liking this more and more. This is why we play. Not everything is going to look super glamorous and super like your best makeup day ever. But orange underneath this purple somehow is working. So this is the first time trying this newly rehydrated mascara that was new. I don't understand this brush. It doesn't seem, I just don't get why, like what is so different about them that they're charging so much more for mascara? To me, mascara is just something like the difference could be when they have the primer with it. Those used to seem to make a difference. I think the brush makes a difference. The ones that kind of focus on the outside a bit. I've got that one with a giant brush that took some getting used to. And I can see some of this purple now is on the mascara brush. That happens. And the eyelashes have poked into my eyelid. So there's some mascara on the eyelid. And see, I think because it's rehydrated, it's collecting at the top. So I'm just wiping that off onto the paper towel, just like this. And the tip of the mascara as well. And maybe the parts that got that lavender. I'd like that to be a choice, not like an accidental falling back onto it. I got more mascara on the waterline than I would like. Especially now that I've learned more about the eye oil glands. I think I would do it maybe for a picture, put things in the waterline, but not wear it out much. It just doesn't seem like it's optimal eye health. I am going to go back in here, swirl it around, not pump it because that gets air into it, and just see how far we can take this. It definitely seems like there's some collecting up right here. I mean, again, this was free mascara. The good thing is, it usually seems like even if used every day, the full tubes of mascara are hard to use up within that time frame that they suggest before you get rid of it. So these free ones that you get like as a sample size to me seem ideal because there's still going to be a good amount left over when it's time to get rid of it and or for travel. Now, one thing that I find interesting about the YouTubers, they'll pull out mascara from a long time ago. And when they say like throw it out after however many months, I assumed that just meant like the preservative stopped working or the bacteria would grow or something. But I wonder if that means like 3 months or however many months of consistent use. So if you have, let's say, 2 that you're rotating, kind of like, let's say you have a toothbrush in your bathroom, 2 different bathrooms, then it's going to take twice as long, to have them used up. When the blue line goes down and that kind of thing. I can see some elements building. Kind of want to go in for a third coat. Let's just see. And the bottom is just getting it on it without intending to. And then what if I want to have these out here? Just realizing I haven't really eaten. I've had like half of a macro bar today. And I wasn't really hungry until suddenly. Oh, I just remembered I do have some leftovers I can just heat up without much difficulty. And again, I want to just wipe off that which is collected. Just see, like, is this what I think it is? Is this, yeah, it is kind of collecting. Because this was like flush with the bristles and it actually goes in an indent. So there really was quite a bit collecting there, which I'd like to take off now. And then it seems dry enough, like another spray or so of setting spray could go in there. I think I used this one because it had a little bit of shimmer oil in it. So this time I'm going to try spraying it in letting it kind of fall down the wand so that I'm not, obviously there's an air bubble, so that I'm not causing it to overflow when I push the bristles in. So spraying it right on the wand, letting it drip down. And then kind of wiggling it around. And then we'll let that set again. Set, either way. I find it interesting how some people, when they're saying, I'm going to sit down, they actually say, I'm going to set down. I don't know if it's a Southern thing, because I feel like I've heard it from elsewhere. But I don't get it, because like you're sitting, it's sitting down. Like I set up a project and I sit down. So I don't know where that comes from. I just figured it was like a Southern accent that when people write it out, they are saying sit, but because they've heard it sounding like set so many times, they end up spelling it the way they hear it and maybe don't realize it's sitting. I don't know if that counts as etymology or study of. I just watched Arrival, so I'm thinking about what linguists might study. And I can't remember if accents and dialects go within which category. I mean, we've had to study it in theater and, pronunciation for singers, but that's a bit different. But it's still fun. In the end, I'm liking this. I like the way it appears on video. This, I feel like, has a weird, almost feel like it's wrinkling up the skin, but it's really not. I almost want to put some in the eyebrows for fun. Why not? End of the day, where did I put it? I think it'd be interesting to put like lip gloss in the eyebrows and see what that looks like. I kind of like this. I hope they don't get rid of this hard candy business. Where's the brush I used? I don't even know if this is the right brush for it, but let's go with it. Ooh, more fun than I thought. And I don't even know if it shows up weird on video. It's a little bit purple. In this case, since the air pushes it up the wand, this is a good time to collect it right from the wand, so it's not going to end up collecting in there, although it may have already done so. Okay, that was a glob of it. Well, who says you can't have a glob? Now it got pushed in, and it kind of looked cool in the glob form. But it looks like it already has collected up inside here. I don't know if that'll be okay, if it'll dry and get weird. I guess we'll find out. Now I've got more left here, so now I kind of want to add more to the eyelid. See how this performs. Like, even if it's just for 20 minutes or whatever. See how much it's gonna crease and be weird and possibly uncomfortable for longer term wear. But for now, pretty fun. I think today is not going to be the day I add the lip gloss to the eyebrows, because that might just make everything run of what I've done. But in the end, just like other times, I find putting the hair down kind of helps bring things together. Even if it's going to look funny like that, it just looks more like, business, like. And plus, it just feels good to let the scalp have, the hair in a different direction than just being pulled back. At least on camera, I like how it looks. In person, I feel like the orange went away. And even in spite of all the shimmer, it looks more natural than it started out. And the eyebrows definitely show up a lot more in person. But look at that shimmer. That is from the Hard Candy Eye Def metallic eyeshadow. I see silver in here, the kind of lavender. I almost want to, boop. It probably won't show up, but I'd like to see now what other colors this comes in. It is, I'd like to also compare it to the, I think the L'Oreal one I have. That'll be for another day, but it's fun to play with. And want to put more lip gloss on to really put the lipstick below through its paces to see, is it dissolving it? Is it lifting it? Is it causing it any issues? Or is it totally fine?
I found this on the web.
And again, enjoying the smell, which I think is vanilla. That's some of the benefit of Too Faced. So yeah, we've got a lot of Too Faced today. Too Femme palette. Ta-da! Having fun. Actually, these colors match the background. Sometimes I like have, at least for the Natasha one, I've put the photo of the palette as the background, but that worked better when it was more same dimensions as this. So again, I feel like this side is the most shiny. Oh, that one shows up too. So the reflection works and it shows it really is present and fun. And I guess it turned into more of a pink look. Like the lavender, I think combined with the orange ended up more pink, which works. The lips were not very in your face. I mean, I like gloss and I love the shimmer. I think it's fun. And again, as I've said a few times, this is why you play with makeup and try things you haven't tried yet on days where you're not going out and you don't, or you're not going out anywhere important or far from home. So if anything bothers you, you can come home and take it off, and you're not, taking photos that'll last a lifetime. You're not going to somebody's wedding. You're not going to a performance. You can just try it out and feel good about it. And now I would say the way the wings ended up, they work. Again, I feel like my eye shape's different than a lot of people demonstrating things. My eyes tend to be bigger as well a lot of the time. So you just got to play. You've got to, I think one benefit is finding not only whose style do you like of how they do their makeup, but who's got similar complexion, similar hair, similar eye color. I end up finding, Eastern Europeans, Northern Europeans, and there aren't that many of them, but at least that helps me to know, okay, if that looks good on them, there's a good chance it could look good on me too. And you've got to decide, do you like more natural colors? Do you like more bright colors, pastel colors, dark colors, smoky eyes, etc.? I like pastel. I like bright neon. I like fun. I love shimmer, glitter, etc. I got distracted by split ends. That's what happens when the hair is down. But as this is being recorded on a Sunday, I hope you have a wonderful Sabbath. I hope that you get some spiritual time in through prayer, scripture study, etc. I hope you have a wonderful week. And thank you for tuning in. And peace be with you.